Listening Comprehension. In this section of the test, you will have an opportunity to demonstrate your ability to understand conversation and talks in English. There are 3 parts to this section, and each part has special directions. All questions should be answered on the basis of what is stated or implied by the speakers. You will not be allowed to take notes or write in your test book when you take the actual Toefl test. It will be helpful to work on this test the same way. Part A. Directions. In Part A, you will hear short conversations between 2 people. After each conversation, you will hear a question about the conversation. Neither the conversations nor the questions will be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your book and choose the best answer. Finally, find the number of the question on your answer sheet and shade in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Listen to an example. On the recording, you will hear,
"Boy, it's rough out there. I almost got into 3 accidents on a 15-minute drive."
"People seem to forget how to drive when it snows."
What does the man mean?
In your book, you will read, A. Forgetting how to drive causes accidents. B. The boy forgot how to drive and had an accident. C. Driving appears to get worse when it snows. D. The man needs to learn how to drive in the snow. You learn from the conversation that people tend to drive worse in the snow. The best answer to the question, "What does the man mean?" is C. Driving appears to get worse when it snows. Therefore, the correct choice is C. Test 7, Part A.
Question number 1.
Do you have any more copies of this Mozart cassette?
No, we don't, but I could order it for you.
What will the woman do for the man? Question number 2.
You've been here since 6. Aren't you finished yet?
Just 5 more minutes and I'm out of here.
What will the woman do? Question number 3.
How often do your flights run to Los Angeles?
They usually run 3 times a day.
Where does this conversation probably take place? Question number 4.
I think I'll run to the store. Do you need anything?
I could use some toothpaste.
What will the woman probably do? Question number 5.
I usually spend Monday and Wednesday at the head office.
I think you should start going on Thursdays too.
How often will the man go the head office from now on? Question number 6.
I've gone to the cleaners 3 times now and my clothes still aren't ready.
Why don't you call first and save yourself a trip?
What does the man suggest the woman to do? Question number 7.
Do you have John's phone number?
I think so. Let me look in my address book.
What does the man want? Question number 8.
Pardon me. Do you have the time?
Yes, it's noon.
What did the woman tell the man? Question number 9.
Your hair looks different.
I just had it dyed.
What did the woman do to her hair? Question number 10.
Do you have a tissue?
Sorry, I left my purse at home.
What does the woman mean? Question number 11.
When did you come back?
My flight came in at 3.
What can be assumed about the woman? Question number 12.
The elections are coming up in 1 month.
I forgot about that. I haven't been keeping up on the news.
What does the woman mean? Question number 13.
Have you seen Amy?
She had to run out, but she'll be back in about 45 minutes.
What can be assumed about Amy? Question number 14.
What seems to be the trouble?
Each time I turn on the faucet, water leaks out onto the floor.
What kind of work does the man probably do? Question number 15.
Has anyone called for me?
I just got in. Why don't you check the answering machine?
What does the man suggest? Question number 16.
Have you seen the pictures of my daughter?
She's beautiful, just like her mother.
What does the man imply? Question number 17.
Did you bring your kids to the aqua park this weekend?
I wanted to, but because of the weather, we went to the movies instead.
What did the man do this weekend? Question number 18.
I spent hours on this paper, and it still doesn't sound good.
Let me read it. Maybe I can help.
What will the man do for the woman? Question number 19.
That comedian is hilarious.
Yeah, at his family's expense.
What does the woman mean? Question number 20.
I'll never buy this brand of clothing again. They fall apart as soon as you wash them.
My sister had the same problem.
What's wrong with the woman's clothes? Question number 21.
These shoes sure didn't last long.
You get what you pay for.
What does the woman imply? Question number 22.
Did you see the game last night?
I'm not much for sports.
What does the woman mean? Question number 23.
Sorry, I'm late. My watch is running slow again.
Maybe it's time to buy a new one.
What does the man imply? Question number 24.
Could you tell me where the flight to Chicago will depart from?
Yes, ma'am. That would be gate 13 on the green concourse.
Where is this conversation probably taking place? Question number 25.
What did you see on your trip?
Not much. I spent most of the time in my hotel room with the stomach flu.
What did the woman do on her trip? Question number 26.
How's the water?
Warm, but they added too much chlorine.
Where are they? Question number 27.
This is a beautiful quilt. Did you make it?
Me? I couldn't sew a button on a shirt.
What does the woman mean? Question number 28.
This jacket would look great on you.
Does it come in a different color?
What does the man imply? Question number 29.
Your presentation is going well. I can tell that Mr. Harris is impressed.
The best is yet to come.
What does the woman mean? Question number 30.
Do you have plans for the weekend?
I'll be really busy. I have tests in psychology, chemistry, and physics next week.
What will the woman probably do this weekend?
This is the end of Test 7, Part A. Directions. In Part B, you will hear longer conversations. You will hear several questions after each conversation. Neither the conversations nor the questions will be repeated. After you hear the question, read the 4 possible answers in your book and choose the best answer. Finally, find the number of the question on your answer sheet and shade in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you should not take notes or write on your test pages. Test 7, Part B.
Questions 31 through 34.
Miss Carlson, your test results look very good. However, you did test positive for CMV.
CMV? Is that serious?
No, not at all. The virus is perfectly harmless in healthy adults. It usually goes undetected because there are no signs of illness.
My husband and I are hoping to have children. Will there be any danger to our unborn child?
So far, it has been shown that CMV is only a threat if contracted during pregnancy. However, since you have contracted the virus before conception, there is no risk of harm to your baby. Had you been infected during pregnancy, there would be no way to predict how the fetus would be affected.
What would happen if our child became infected?
Should your child be infected in utero, he or she could suffer from mental retardation or be hearing impaired. But as I mentioned before, because you are infected before conception, there is virtually no risk to your unborn child. You are wise to have been tested.
Question number 31. How does the doctor compliment the woman? Question number 32. What is CMV? Question number 33. What is the woman concerned about? Question number 34. Why is there no risk of infection to the woman's future children? Questions 35 through 38.
Have you been to the Monterey Bay Aquarium?
No, but I hear that they have quite a variety of deep sea life.
To say the least, The aquarium houses 365,000 species, which represent over 600 different genus.
That's amazing. Where do they put them all?
They have a 1 million gallon acrylic tank for most of them. The tank's walls are 13 inches thick, 13 feet tall, and 60 feet long. It was designed in Japan and sent to the States in pieces.
Sounds enormous. But they don't keep everything in one tank, do they?
No, they have other small tanks too. They have a special tank exclusively for jellyfish exhibit.
I read that they harvest the creatures by using a special vessel called the bentona to view the ocean floor and collect the animals using a robotic arm. Don't they have special tanks exclusively for the jellyfish exhibit?
Yes, it's about 3 stories tall. They have a special underwater communication system so visitors can ask the divers questions while they're in the tank.
Question number 35. What is Mannery Bay? Question number 36. What do we learn about the acrylic tank? Question number 37. What is the special tank for? Question number 38. What is the bentona?
This is the end of Test 7, Part B. Part C. Directions. In Part C, you will hear several talks. You will hear some questions after each talk. Neither the talks nor the questions will be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your book and choose the best answer. Finally, find the number of the question on your answer sheet and shade in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Listen to an example.
Gene Kelly, singer, dancer, actor, and choreographer, died yesterday from complications resulting from a series of strokes. He was 83 years old. Kelly film career spanned over 3 decades. Thought his talent were many. Kelly will be remembered most for his dancing. He danced his way into our hearts through legendary movies such as Singing in the Rain and American in Paris. These, along with his many other films, will help keep Kelly's memory alive for decades to come.
Now listen to a sample question.
What does this talk concern?
In your book, you will read A. A movie promotion. B. An award ceremony. C. A dance studio advertisement. D. An obituary. The best answer to the question, what does this talk concern, is D. An obituary. Therefore, the correct choice is D. Now listen to another sample question.
What is Gene Kelly most remembered for?
In your book, you will read A. His choreography. B. His acting. C. His dancing. D. His legend. The best answer to this question, what is Gene Kelly most remembered for, is C. His dancing. Therefore, the correct choice is C. Remember, you should not take notes or write on your test pages. B.
Questions 39 through 42 refer to the following talk.
In 400 BC, the Olmecs abandoned their settlements on the Gulf of Mexico, thus marking the end of their 1,000-year occupation of the land. The Mayas, who lived in the Yucatan Peninsula, had learned from the Olmecs about building with stone and began to erect extensive ceremonial centers. These buildings took the form of richly decorated courtyards, pyramids, and temples. Because they were somewhat remote from the center of cultural development on the high Mexican plateau, the Mayas evolved a distinct civilization of their own. This civilization was disturbed by the migration of the Toltecs with their leader Quetzalcoatl from the north in the 10th century. They built the city of Chichen Itza, which was destroyed in the 13th century. Later, the Mayas and Toltecs became united and built another capital at Mayapan. The Mayas maintained sovereignty in the Yucatan Peninsula until the mid-16th century, when they were colonized by the Spanish. The Mayas still exist today. However, they no longer adhere to the cruel religion of their ancestors, which involved human sacrifice, but have adopted Roman Catholicism. They inhabit the cities and villages of Guatemala, Honduras, Belize, and the Mexican city of Yucatan. Many of them still speak Maya.
Question number 39. What is the main topic of this lecture? Question number 40. What had the Mayas learned from the Olmecs? Question number 41. What happened to the city of Chichen Itza? Question number 42. How have the Mayans changed? Questions 43 through 46 refer to the following talk.
In our last few minutes, I would like to briefly touch upon a condition which we will discuss at greater length next class, called sleep apnea. Sleep apnea occurs when the tongue and throat muscles relax to the point where breathing is obstructed. This condition usually plagues individuals who snore through only a small percentage are affected. The effects range from impaired sleep and exhaustion to high blood pressure and heart problems. In some cases, this condition can be avoided by simply sleeping on the side or stomach. In more extreme cases, treatment can vary from CPAP procedures, which blows air into the throat to hold it open, to surgery.
Question number 43. Why is the speaker so brief in his explanation of sleep apnea? Question number 44. Who is generally at risk of sleep apnea? Question number 45. In what way can sleep apnea sometimes be avoided? Question number 46. What is CPAP? Questions 47 through 50 refer to the following talk.
The faculty and staff at an elementary school in Milford, Delaware, have engineered a way of eliminating chronic complaining and developing unity among one another within the workplace. One of the many ways they have designed to promote harmony is through what they call solution book. These books are simple red and white folders with pages in which faculty and staff can express opinions, problems, and propose solutions to problems within the work environment. Each comment must be signed by the writer as a safeguard against taking cheap shots against fellow colleagues. The comments are collected, reviewed, and acted upon once a month by the School Improvement Committee. By implementing this method of problem solving, grievances and conflicts are dealt with before they fester into larger problems. They can cause moral and interpersonal relationship to disintegrate. The teachers say that the book and committee have helped boost morale, eliminate petty complaints, and draw colleagues together in unity.
Question number 47. What group of people are represented in this article? Question number 48. What's the main purpose of the solution box? Question number 49. How often does the School Improvement Committee meet? Question number 50. What are the employees' reactions to the books and committee?